New games are dropping all the time, some epic, others not so much. But instead of wasting time on the duds, let's talk about the classics that still hold up. Whether you miss them or just want to relive the magic, these 15 legendary games are totally worth revisiting in 2024. Hit that subscribe button and join us as we dive into the best of the best. Let's begin with Silent Hill 3. Now that Silent Hill is relevant again thanks to the Silent Hill 2 remake, there's no better time to revisit the other great games in the series. While Silent Hill 1 might be tough to return to, and Silent Hill 2 doesn't offer much new after the remake, Silent Hill 3 stands out. It's a very different experience from the second game, but it's still just as good, and it holds up better than the flawed Silent Hill 4. The gameplay is familiar, but the story is what makes it unique. It's a creepy, disturbing game with a straightforward plot that still leaves plenty unexplained, and the graphics are shockingly good for 2003. Number 14, Metro 2033 Redux. If the recent Metro Awakening trailer left you disappointed because it's VR only, why not go back to where it all started? The Redux version of Metro 2033 polishes the original with smoother mechanics, especially on consoles. Combining the immersive atmosphere of Stalker with the tight, story-driven gameplay of Call of Duty, this FPS is a bleak but compelling experience. Set in Moscow's underground subway tunnels after a nuclear apocalypse, it's a linear journey that makes full use of its setting. If you love FPS games with great narratives, Metro 2033 Redux is a must-play. Number 13, Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines. Revisiting Bloodlines means going way back, but with the sequel Bloodlines 2 slated for 2025, it's the perfect time to revisit the original classic. Despite the awkward promotion around Bloodlines 2, it's almost like they don't want it to succeed. The first game remains an enduring gem. It's easily accessible, and the unofficial patches, which are included in the GOG version, help improve the experience. Sure, the game shows its age. It's over 20 years old, but it stands out as one of the few great adaptations of the World of Darkness RPG. While it looks like an FPS, it plays more like an RPG, with skill allocations making a huge impact on gameplay. The setting is deeply fleshed out, and the game offers a few standout missions. It's not perfect. Even with the patches, it's still buggy, and the final stretch falls apart a bit. But there's nothing else quite like it. Number 12, Fallout: New Vegas. Fallout: New Vegas is always worth revisiting, especially with the upcoming Fallout TV show and the second season heading to New Vegas. Obsidian's 2010 classic remains one of the best open-world RPGs, with complex characters, fascinating locations, and unparalleled role-playing depth. It offers a ton of choices that result in wildly different outcomes, and it's insane that it was made in less than 2 years. When it first released, it was riddled with bugs, but patches have fixed most of those, making it a solid Fallout game today. The writing is sharp, and the quest design is some of the best you'll find. And if you're into quirky moments like missing a unique plasma cannon, it has that too. Number 11, Katamari Damacy. A 20-year-old classic that feels timeless. Katamari Damacy could have easily come out this year without anyone noticing the difference. Before the indie boom of the 2010s, games like this were incredibly rare. In it, you play as the Prince of the Cosmos, tasked with cleaning up Earth after your father's cosmic bender destroyed the universe. The premise alone is absurd, but it's the gameplay that makes it memorable. Using twin-stick controls, you roll up objects, growing your ball of debris from small items to entire continents. The game is quirky, the levels are fun to explore, and the soundtrack is unbeatable. Both Katamari and its sequel We Love Katamari were re-released, so they're easy to find and highly recommended for anyone seeking addictive, goofy fun. Number 10, Yakuza: Dead Souls. When it comes to ridiculous spin-offs, Yakuza: Dead Souls is often overlooked, especially with the upcoming Like a Dragon Pirate game. But Dead Souls is legendary in its own right. Not because it's great, but because it's bizarre. Set in Kamurocho, which is overrun by zombies, this is a weird mashup of the Yakuza combat system and a third-person shooter. The game doesn't feel like it should work, but it's oddly fun. The story plays everything straight, which only adds to its hilarity. It's not for everyone, but if you're a hardcore Yakuza fan, you'll find it amusing. The game is a PlayStation 3 exclusive, so getting your hands on it isn't easy. But if you do, the experience is unique. Number 9, Wolfenstein: The New Order. With the anticipation for Indiana Jones on the horizon, now is a great time to revisit Wolfenstein: The New Order. This 2014 release helped kick off the retro FPS revival, alongside Shadow Warrior and Rise of the Triad. Unlike the typical modern FPS at the time, it offered fast-paced, over-the-top action, double-wielding machine guns, running through arenas blasting enemies like a madman. The health and armor pickups, secrets to discover, an amazing soundtrack made it a breath of fresh air in the FPS landscape. The story is surprisingly well told and emotional at times, adding depth to the mayhem. While it may not play as smoothly as Doom 2016, it remains a great game, one that helped pave the way for the modern retro FPS wave. Number 8. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time Trilogy. While the latest game in the series, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, might not have set the world on fire, it served as a great reminder of just how good the Sands of Time Trilogy is. These games still hold up and are pretty easy to get on PC. They require a bit of tweaking, but if you're using a controller, you'll need to manually bind the controls. The core gameplay, though, remains enjoyable. The key mechanic of slowing down time or reversing it to avoid damage or survive falls is both simple and incredibly effective. It's a wonder no one else has really tried to replicate it. The first game is still the best, but the sequels bring their own strengths, with the second one having a darker tone, and the third cleverly adding stealth mechanics. This trilogy has aged well and still provides a solid platforming experience. Number 7. Dragon Age Origins. With Dragon Age: The Veilguard off, now's the time to revisit the game that started it all. Celebrating its 15th anniversary, Dragon Age Origins remains a standout RPG, even if the graphics weren't great back in 2009 and still aren't. This was BioWare returning to its roots, delivering a hardcore party-based RPG with meaningful moral choices. The story is serviceable, but the characters and individual narrative shine. One standout feature is the origin system, where your chosen race and class dictate your unique prologue, a feature that no other RPG has quite replicated. If you're itching for more after Baldur's Gate 3, this is an excellent follow-up. Number 6. Castlevania: Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night may not be officially available on PC, which is a huge shame, considering how iconic it is. It revolutionized the series and essentially coined the Metroidvania genre. While the PS4 collection offers a way to play it on PS5, and Xbox players can access the 360 version, there's no way to play it on PC. It's still the best in the series for many, and a must-play for fans of exploration-based games with movement upgrades. It's an easy game to revisit, and while it's not hard by modern standards, it still delivers a fun, timeless experience. It's unfortunate that, out of all the re-releases Konami has worked on, Symphony of the Night remains left out. Number 5. Tales from the Borderlands. I'm not here to bash too much, but let's be honest, the Borderlands movie wasn't great. I didn't even go to the theater to see it. However, Tales from the Borderlands, on the other hand, was a surprise hit from Telltale. It's a fantastic example of how to tell a compelling story in the Borderlands universe. I mean, who thought a Telltale game based on Borderlands could work? The universe isn't exactly known for its depth, yet they pulled it off, delivering an entertaining and emotionally satisfying narrative. They even brought back Handsome Jack in a way that made sense. The humor and charm are still intact, and it remains one of Telltale's best works. Sure, it's a spin-off, but the storytelling here is top-notch. Number 4. Batman: Arkham Asylum. 2024 marks the 15th anniversary of Arkham Asylum, possibly the best game in the Arkham series, which in itself is full of great titles. But Asylum came out of nowhere and completely changed the stealth game genre. Before this, players were the prey. After this, you were the predator. It revolutionized vision mechanics and combat, which was one of the best implementations of action gameplay. This game laid the foundation for later games like Doom 2016 and Dark Souls. The pacing is perfect, and while it's a short game by modern standards, it's fantastic for a quick dive into Batman's world. Coming back to it now, after all these years, is still enjoyable, and the game holds up remarkably well. It's easy to get a copy, and the remastered version, Return to Arkham, improves the visuals without changing the core experience. This is a game that still feels fresh 15 years later. Number 3 is Warhammer 40k: Dawn of War 2. If you're into the Warhammer universe, this one's a must-play. Turning 15 this year, Dawn of War 2 remains one of the best 40k games out there. Unlike the first game, this one shifts away from the traditional RTS style and becomes more of a tactical RPG. You command a small squad of Space Marines on missions, return to base to upgrade, and dive into a story-driven experience. Each Space Marine feels like a character, and you lead a new commander into battle against the Tyranids. The game offers plenty of content with the base game and its 2 expansions, and both the single-player and multiplayer modes are fantastic. If you love tactical 40k games, this is perfect for revisiting in 2024. Number 2. Chrono Trigger is a timeless JRPG, and with its 30th anniversary approaching, now is the perfect time to revisit this classic. Despite its 1995 release, the game feels surprisingly modern and has inspired countless indie RPGs, though none have matched its quality. Chrono Trigger balances stunning artwork, an unforgettable soundtrack, and excellent pacing. Unlike many modern RPGs that take too long to start, this one jumps into the action, introducing new places, characters, and time periods without overwhelming you. You can finish it in about 20 hours, offering non-stop, top-tier content with no filler. It's beginner-friendly, inventive, and never gets boring. Everyone should experience it at least once. If you're playing on Steam, the Pixel Dungeon mod enhances the visuals by replacing the outdated HD assets. Finally, at number 1, Grand Theft Auto 4. With GTA 6 hopefully dropping soon, revisiting GTA 4 is a great way to appreciate how Rockstar's open-world formula has evolved. Released for the Xbox 360/PS3 era, GTA 4 went for a more grounded, character-driven approach compared to the brighter, more amusement park-like feel of other entries. Liberty City feels alive with its gray, overcast vibe. There are friends to meet, dates to go on, and performances to attend, adding layers of immersion. While the graphics and controls haven't aged well, the storytelling and realism set it apart. And if you want something more playful, the episodes from Liberty City expansions, especially the Ballad of Gay Tony, offer a fun alternative. That's all for today. Leave us a comment and let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload new content every day, and subscribing is the best way to catch it first. Don't forget to enable notifications, and thanks for watching.